Okay, so I'm going to do a real-time safety commentary from Chinatown at Canal Street and Mott Street to Long Island City. The first thing I want to do is make sure I have all my lights in place. So my Cyclolite Hotshot 100 here I need to turn on. I have my rear camera turned on. My Cyclolite Dash 460, I'd want it on a low mode. That's too bright. This is the low mode. And my Ford Smart horn in slow strobe mode. And I'm ready to go. Now here, riding on Canal Street to go one block is pretty dangerous. So I'd rather just take the one block and walk. I'm going to make my way up Elizabeth Street to Grand Street and then make my way towards the Williamsburg Bridge. At nighttime especially, you have to be very careful because visibility is a lot worse. Here I am on Elizabeth Street. There's no cars, so I can start biking. Now here, since it's such a narrow street, I want to stay right in the middle because it's unsafe to stay on either side of the street with all these parked cars. Plus it's late at night, so it's hard to see who's inside the cars and who may jump out from the sidewalk onto the road. I also have to keep in mind that it's the San Gennaro's feast today. It's a big tourist attraction about 2 blocks to the west of me, and I don't want to be caught up in that. Here there isn't enough room to filter on either side, so I'm just going to wait a little bit. I'm just going to wait a little bit and see what happens. Protected bike lane, but even though it's protected from parked cars, people can come in at any moment's notice. Now that lady is just strolling down the wrong way. Right now there's a car up ahead with the door open. They may move though, so it may not be a hazard when I get there. Looks like it is. So instead of going towards the right, I'm going to pass on the left after signaling. Now here I'm just going to slow up a little bit, let these people cross the street, even though they don't have the right of way. But I don't want to brake because it'll slow down my momentum. Here's a very unique street. There's a one-way street going north and a one-way street going south. So the only traffic you have to worry about is on Grand Street from the turning vehicles, not from the vehicles on the side street or the cross street. Up ahead, the parking protected bike lane ends, and I'm going to have to share the lane with vehicles. So it looks like the light is just about to change, and I want to slow down and let these cars pass before I take the lane, because some of them can be pretty aggressive. Here the mirrors are folded so I can pass. I'm going to take the lane here, and it's a good idea I did, because this car just made a right turn. Looks like it's parking or picking someone up, but just stay behind this car. Staying in the door zone at nighttime is a very bad idea. Most people need at least 5 feet of space from a door to feel comfortable from it suddenly opening. 3 feet is plenty, but 3 feet minimum allows cyclists to not predict it opening suddenly and swerving into the road. I'm going to make my way to the right a little bit, but this taxi isn't passing me, he's just turning, so I'll just continue behind this car. Over here, when taking a lane, it's better to be on the left tire track so cars can't undertake you from the right and you don't give them any ideas. Here I want to stay clear away from that car because the driver's side door may open. This car is making a left, so I'm going to pass by on the right. There's nobody in this car. I can see inside their window, and just follow the bike lane on the right side. Here the road conditions are okay. It's not smooth, but it's workable. Here's a taxi in the bike lane signaling left. Make sure to stay away from the door zone. This car is parking, so it's not safe to be in the bike lane yet. I'm going to go into the bike lane. Now I want to make a left here, so let this car pass, signal left. That's how it's done. These metal plates here, you have to be careful when it's wet because they don't give you too much traction then. Here's a two-way bike lane. Cars another. Well, there's an NYPD car here that pulled over another vehicle. Just gotta take it very easy here and slow. I just want to go straight and follow the bike lane, even though it's supposed to be painted across this road, and make a right onto the bridge. Now, getting onto the bridge, you have to be careful of cyclists on the other side, because this is a two-way bike lane speeding down, and you don't want to overtake when you're sure you're not be able to pass, unless you're sure that you're not able to, unless you're sure that you can pass. Sorry, I jumbled my words there a little bit. So, you don't want to overtake unless you're sure you can pass. For the most part, this is a pretty smooth bridge. The incline is very, very gradual, so it's manageable. And you're able to just go up on a steady pace. But you don't want to be on that left lane unless you're absolutely sure that you can get ahead. Up ahead, I want to stay to the left because the right side is for pedestrians. Even though the sign's been vandalized a little bit, especially this sign, the Williamsburg Bridge historical sign. It's been graffitied over. Now here the road is a little bit bumpy, but it's still alright. It's nothing that major, just something to keep note of. It's not a perfect bridge by any means, but I still like this bridge the best out of all the East River crossings. The bike lane is wide enough to accommodate two-lane bike traffic safely. Side there, but it's out of my way, so there's nothing really too much to worry about. I haven't really ridden this bridge when it rains, but I would imagine that it can get slippery here sometimes because it's not covered up here. comfortable, slow up so you can make the turn. And here, the bike lane narrows a lot. Sometimes people like to go on the other side. This section of the bike path wasn't lit, so just gotta be extra careful there. There's another section there that's not lit. I really don't see any hazards up there though. It just gets a little bit jittery because it's not perfectly smooth. But you really shouldn't be going all that fast here anyway. In this lane making two narrow left turns, but I want to go straight here, make a left, go onto the street here and follow the bike lane. Well, this bike lane goes right, so I want to make my way over to the left to get onto this side. The city has a little bit confusing there. You don't know which bike lane to go to. So just make a left here. There's no cars coming. Well, there was a car coming, but he wasn't in any danger of hitting me. Now here I want to take it very slow because it's in the middle of the night and I don't really feel comfortable even passing these cars on the left side. Like here's a drop off or a pickup. Just gotta be careful here. So I see in my mirror there's no cars behind me. I'm going to ride outside the door zone. That means riding outside of the bike lane, but it's much safer because it just gives you more reaction time in case something does happen. Now here I want to slow up almost completely so I can go make it towards the crosswalk. Here, there's a car behind me, so I want to slow up. There's nobody in the cars here, but there's a double parked car here. So I'm just going to go straight right outside the door zone because this car isn't in any danger of coming towards me anyway. Now here I'm going to use the bike box to turn right and signaling that I want to go up this street. So I just made my right hand turn signal and I'm going up White Avenue. At this time of night there really shouldn't be too many cars on this street, and the bike lane isn't in any danger of the door zone, so it's safe to just stay here. Pedestrian crossing in the middle of the road, but I'm not going to be able to get to her before she finishes crossing the street. Beer can, want to avoid that. No cars, intersection's free, so it's good to continue. want to ride on the outer side of the door zone here. This car sees me, so not a problem, no danger. That's the good point about using lights and reflective gear at nighttime. I don't know why you wouldn't. Here I want to ride in the middle of the street. Those pedestrians had to yield to me because it's an unmarked crosswalk and they have to yield to traffic on the roadway. Over there was a little bit dicey. Just had to slow up a little bit and make sure the other driver knows where you're going. But it was fine as I saw him, he was going to make the right turn. Here the bike lane isn't really painted that well. Yeah, I want to stop, make sure all the pedestrians cross the street. There I stop first, so the car has to wait for me. Here there's a van in the bike lane. I'm going to take the road. The van may move though as soon as I get there, which it does, but it's fine because they're getting out of the way anyway. Over there I didn't wait for the pedestrian because he wasn't onto the road yet, and plus I was already inside the intersection. And I control my pedal speed to make sure I got in front of him before he was able to get up to me. Here there's a stop sign, but I see the car. They come here. The bike lane takes a turn, so just make sure you control your turning radius so it's safe for you. You don't want to take it too wide and then slip and fall. I see the road here has a little bit of moisture here, so I don't want to stay in there. There's a vehicle in the bike lane, so I'm going to take it wide and take the road, get around this car. Now over here, even though the bike lane's on the right side, I want to make a left in the street up ahead, so it's not the best place to be. Plus, I've witnessed already 2 scenes here where they involve a cyclist and a vehicle, most likely. So I don't want to risk it on this intersection in particular. The city redesigned this intersection to supposedly make it safer, but everyone's so confused with the new design that it's just creating more confusion and havoc because people don't know where to drive. Before, you're able to just make a left up here, but now it's a pedestrian plaza and you need to drive or cycle halfway up the street in order to get up here. So here I want to make a left here. It's the only option. Slow up so I can see these cars and if there's any occupants inside. I want to stay on the right here because making a wide left is better than undertaking these vehicles and them having them hit you. There's cyclists blowing the red light. So here I want to take the road because it's too dangerous to ride next to the cars in the door zone, especially at nighttime. So the light's about to change. You're not going to save any time by filtering to the right. It's better just to stay here. Unless they want to pass me like that, but they got to the same red light just the guy did. Stay in lane here. Here the vehicles are pulling over. Pedestrian crossing against the light. Control your speed, make sure I don't hit her. Or this person here crossing with her phone. Here there's a bike lane, it continues. I want to ride on the intersection of the left current side so I'm not in the door zone. sometimes these stop signs on these side streets, they're partially blocked by the parked cars next to the bike lane. Here I'm still not in the door zone, so it's fine. This vehicle is turning, but the driver sees me, so it's okay. Again, I'm staying on the left-hand side of a bike lane. Especially here, there's some cars with lights on. That's a telltale sign that they may do something or move their vehicle. I want to make a right onto this street. There's some barriers here, but they're not in the way of the bike lane. So it's signaling a right turn. There's nobody on this street and nobody behind me, so I feel more comfortable riding in the middle of the street, away from these parked cars and this dumpster and construction. Now there's a notice that says the sidewalk's closed, and it is Wednesday today, no, Thursday, but I don't think the sidewalk's closed. It's around, I'd say 8:30. So making a left, making sure there's nobody coming down, and then get onto the bridge. I think we're good, it's not closed. A two-way bike lane. Just have to be careful of some of this debris and garbage on the side. The city could do a better job cleaning it up, but it's what we have to deal with at the moment. to slow up, make sure you have enough time to complete it. Here is a red light and everybody here is turning right onto the bridge. What I want to do is get off my bike, get into the crosswalk so I'm able to cross the street and have an opportunity to. This is a very, very dangerous intersection if you don't obey the traffic signals. I've seen cyclists cycle up the wrong way up the street, up 11th Street, just to get on Vernon Boulevard. I don't particularly like Vernon because there's a lot of bumpy surfaces and traffic tends to speed along there. I prefer to go on Jackson Avenue and then go up 23rd Street or cut across the Queens Plaza Greenway to 29th Street if I want to go further north. Straight. Over here there isn't a bike lane, so it's better to just take the lane in the middle rather than staying to the right. The light's about to change, so I just want to wait behind this car. Now as I'm going straight here, once in a while I'm just turning my head to the left, looking in my mirror and making sure there's nobody behind me. The road's a little bit bumpy here, but not really a problem if you have wider tires or you travel slower. What happened just a few seconds back was that driver opened the door. If I was any closer to the side of that car in the door zone, I may have gotten clobbered. That's why I like to ride in the middle here. Here's a car behind me, so I'm going to move over to the right. Let them pass. Yeah, I want to make over to the left lane. Behind me, but it's going to be a red light up there, so and that car's making a left anyway. too. When the light changes, I want to make my over to the right so they can get ahead of me. I like to do that so drivers don't get too aggressive. Sometimes when they're too aggressive, they don't think straight. Alright, so move over. There's nobody in this car anyway because the mirrors are folded. And I'm just going to go back to taking the lane again. Here there's a pedestrian walking against the light, but there's plenty of room. Now over there was a manhole cover, and I didn't make any sudden movements. I just went straight, and that's the best way to approach manhole covers. If you attack them at an angle, your tire may slip out, you may fall. So here, I really don't like this intersection, so I'm going to get off my bike and walk without a stop sign. My way across the street. There's that. I just cycled from Williamsburg to Long Island City.